Africa for Jesus and Steve Caulley's place in this ministry. What is Africa for Jesus? The A4J School of Discipleship is a one-year discipling course targeting mainly young people. Steve began helping teaching courses and developing their curriculum in 2015. Africa for Jesus hosts between 30 and 40 students from every sort of cultural background in South Africa and also from foreign countries. The students do 6 to 7 months of classes divided between faith development, Bible foundations, and ministry skills, and then are sent on a short-term mission. Andre de Vries is the founder principal of the A4J in Kimberley. Many of the young people that come to A4J are from troubled backgrounds, and some have not made a decision for Christ when they come into the course. Here he's baptizing some young people from the program in a water tank for stock on a local ranch. Africa for Jesus has graduated 86 students in its first 6 years of operation. In the last 3 years, A4J's enrollment has grown, but the number of graduates have gone down as the program tightens its requirements. A4J has also begun satellite programs in Lesotho, Malawi, and Zambia. I've asked Andre de Vries to explain to us something about the A4J program, Africa for Jesus program. So first of all, I want you to tell us, Andre, something about your background and how you came to be a Christian, and how you came to Christ.
I became a Christian about 12 years ago, and after living a very debaucherous life, and my background was more a partying background, drug abuse background, and a background of being a very lost and confused young adult. So with that being said, the Lord really intervened in my life when I was at my worst, and then gave us a passion, my wife and I, to help other people who are also young, lost adolescents, many experiencing drugs and alcohol abuse and things like that.
So this is why you decided you'd like to start the A4J program.
We want to give people an opportunity to come to faith and to be discipled without having to pay a lot of money.
So you don't have to be a Christian when you come?
No, you don't have to be a Christian, because Christ intervened in my life at a stage when I was definitely not a practicing evangelical, born-again Christian. So we're seeing results in bringing in young adults who are not yet walking a path with the Lord, and we're actually witnessing them come to faith within the discipleship program.
Okay.
So by the truth that they're being taught, they're being set free.
Yeah. Now, your early years were, the program was pretty rough. You were in tents, right?
Yeah, we started out next to a river in tents. The tents started to break after week 3, but the young people were so adamant at changing their lives that they continued to sleep in those tents even when it rained. The next morning they would take their blankets out and hang them over the washing, like trees and poles and things like that, and they just maintained, and they would bath in the river, they would brush their teeth in the river. We had a discipleship school being run in tents under trees, living out in the bush, because of this determination of people to change their lives and become Christians.
Now, how long, that was what, 2010?
That was 2010.
And then when did you move to Elizabeth Conradi?
2011. After that first year, the Lord created an opportunity for us where we were able to rent a school hostel. So we had this whole hostel at our disposal where we as a family could stay, could live, as well as all our students and all our staff members.
And you'd been in Elizabeth Conradi since 2011 until just last week or week before last?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So now, tell us about this farm, because we've moved out on the farm now, and it's quite a story.
Yeah, I think what's important is that everything that's happening on the farm has just been by God's provision. We were given the property about 2.5 years ago. It's 120 hectares of land that was given to us as a family, and the people who gave it to us obviously knew our passion for the ministry and were content with the fact that we would move the ministry here. And then once we had the property, we started to just walk in faith, and the Lord has been providing over the years. He's been providing bricks, sand, stone, cement, windows. He's been providing everything to make this dream become a reality. After 2.5 years, we're now able to move the whole school here.
Now, this is we're about 22 kilometers outside of Kimberley. No electricity. Water from a well?
Yeah, water from a well, but we've just recently been blessed with electricity as well.
Oh, great.
So we now have electricity on the base, and we've also been blessed with an additional well that's being drilled either the end of this week or next week.
In May 2015, Steve covered the entire year of Life of Christ in 2 weeks, 4 hours a day, with the A4J students. We really had a great time together. Steve also shared with Andre the class material he had developed for Sabi. In January 2016, Andre called a meeting of all those from Kimberley who were helping with the teaching at A4J. The program had begun partnering with the Baptist Theological College to offer further schooling for those who had finished the A4J classes. Some courses at A4J are now being taught as extension classes for BTC, with the instructor's main responsibility to answer questions raised by their pre-recorded lectures. Steve took on the course on Bible interpretation, but ended up doing the lectures when the BTC system for recording lectures developed bugs. Andre and Steve sat together for several meetings to map out a plan to create a complete set of A4J class materials covering the whole 18-plus courses. This class material will be printed as a workbook for the students to use in class and to refer back to in later years. It will greatly aid the teaching at the A4J satellite schools, where those supervising the program have few teachers to help them with instruction. And it will allow Andre to approach the BTC with a solid program for which they can give A4J students credit toward a B degree. Now, my work right now is basically helping to write the representative curriculum for this program. And so I want to know how you see this curriculum fitting into your goals for ministering to these young people.
I think with the work that we're doing, there's no fixed or standard curriculum. And over the years, it's been 7 years, and this is our 7th intake, we know exactly what we want. And that's why we came to you, is to help us design and develop this curriculum, which is tailor-made for us as a school, bringing young adults into this life of being a Christian. But also in Africa, we want to develop a curriculum that we can share with other similar schools, because this school is starting to reproduce itself. There's already one in Lesotho, there's one in Zambia, there's one in Malawi, we're looking at a school in Botswana now, we've got this one here. And we want to be able to share this curriculum with not only A4J schools, but any person who wants to really get serious about discipleship. But in Africa, it's got to be a easily understandable curriculum that can be used in the most rural of places with people who are not necessarily educated. In our school, we have individuals coming here who have university degrees. We have individuals coming here who have matriculated from high school, and then we have people coming here who only have grade 4 as a qualification. Mm-hmm. And you've got to kind of figure out a curriculum that meets everybody at the right place, and that's the challenge, but that's your job, and you're doing a good job, by the way.
These programs in Malawi and Lesotho, and Zambia, are they going to be translated into the vernacular, or are they going to use the English?
Before we can even speak about the translation, we need the
English.
We need the English. And then you have to get it translated not only linguistically, but you need to get it translated theologically correct. That is a whole new season where I don't think we as a ministry are yet. But all these schools are taking in students who are English speaking as well. I mean, the school kids in Malawi, Lesotho, have English in their school curriculum. So.
Now, tell us about the relationship that A4J is developing with the Baptist Theological College.
Well, what we've done is we've become a community of learners. We're not in a partnership with the Baptist Theological College in terms of being a satellite campus. We're not a satellite campus. We're a community of learners who are all studying at the Baptist Theological College.
Okay.
And the Baptist Theological College likes that idea because so our staff members are kind of facilitating, coordinating, encouraging. We hold our students accountable in terms of the assignment dates and things like that when they need to submit their assignments. So it's a community of learners with a very strong level of accountability, which is brought from our side, from the school side.
Okay. And the curriculum is going to help with that relationship.
Yeah, definitely, because the curriculum, the Baptist Theological College has already said that they will recognize the curriculum as part of the studies for these individuals. So once they've done the curriculum that you're developing, they're already getting 96 credits towards their bachelor diploma. Yeah.
Okay. Now, assuming I'm going to finish this in the next several months, what else do you have in mind for me to do?
Well, I think that one thing that is important is you're a teacher here as well.
Yeah.
And I think what has been a really big part of our success is that, I mean, I don't even teach in my own school. I do minimal teaching, 2 subjects maybe at the most. But what has been a success in our school is by getting more mature Christians, older Christians who've been walking this path. And I think that's one of the most important roles that you as a teacher are busy playing, is that you're actually speaking from a place of a lot of insight into life and an understanding. And it becomes more like a mentorship role within the school. And that's what we'd like to see developed with all of our teachers who teach it.
The curriculum for Africa for Jesus program covers 21 weeks. Toward Transformation covers the first 6 weeks with getting to know our awesome God, understanding human sinfulness, coming to Jesus, our great salvation, and the call to commitment. The Holy Spirit and our spiritual growth. Then Bible Foundations covers 10 weeks. How to study the Bible. Bible timeline, Genesis to Revelation. Bible read, which covers 4 weeks. Old Testament survey. New Testament survey. The life of Jesus and the teaching of Jesus. The last module is Ministry and Doctrine, covering 5 weeks, with missions and church planting, world religions, introduction to preaching, church history, and ministry to children and youth. Steve took on the challenge of condensing 2 terms of church history into a week of class, and Steve, make it exciting too. Steve taught this course in May, but it also forms part of the 18-course curriculum Steve is currently working on. For those of you who are a little rusty on church history, The guy on the left is Martin Luther.
Okay, so this is the entrance of the school. We're pretty much standing in the parking lot, and then what's going to happen is you'll come into the school. Yeah, we're going to hang a bell up here, so all our students who graduate walk under the ringing bell, and try to build in a little bit of history and tradition into the school as well. So anyway, so yes, the entrance into the school.
You're going to do class? You're going to break class and start class with a bell?
Yeah, we're going to start class with the bell and everything, so it's going to run like that. This is the first office block over here. And then what has to still be built is a library around the corner. So this corridor will just extend and step into a Z. And then that'll be where the library is going to be built. Then if you come this way, this is the entrance into the main hall. So if you come into the main hall, this is the dining room over here. Here we have the dining room. It seats about 40 people. Sometimes we have class here also. We have a lounge area where the plan is to get Wi-Fi in for all the students. There's already Wi-Fi, but it's only for the staff members at the moment.
And these are actual live students over here. Some of them are live. Some of them are virtual.
And then if you come into this section, this is the current library as well as the lecture hall. So it's over here where all the teachings take place and where Bible study happens. And yeah, this is where everything happens in terms of their theological training and discipleship. Okay, and then we can go ahead. Yeah. Okay, if you come out here, this area here is going to be built close, and then this is going to be like a recreation room with a pool table and a table tennis and a dartboard. So this is just where the students can relax. And then if you look out here, there's some of the guys just chilling.
Unfortunately, they're chilling in the sun, so they're not getting any.
They're warming.
This is an accommodation block that we're busy building. The first building has already been done. It's 6 bedrooms. Then we have a staff wing coming up over there. And then behind me over here, this is going to be dormitories for our first year students. So these 2 buildings still need to be completed. And then in this quad over here will be like just an entertainment quad where the guys can have a barbecue and can relax and just...
So how's it going? It has been challenging, especially in the first module where the material does not overlap classes Steve has already taught. Steve has finished the course material on half of the classes in the first module toward transformation. Steve has already taught courses over most of the material in the second and third module, but this still needs to be reorganized and shortened to fit the A4J format. Steve and Andre are both aiming to finish this work by the end of 2016, but it probably will take a little bit longer.